What's going on? This is the Beanball Podcast. We are your host, Alan and Alan. And what's going on, man?
What's up, man? Not much.
Besides no uniforms.
I know. Look, you know what's crazy is that one of the parents was talking to Chrissy, and she was basically saying that at the beginning of the year or something, they were saying we can only do 80% refund if you want a refund because the other money's already been spent on uniforms. They've already been ordered. That's why you couldn't get a refund at the beginning of the season.
Okay.
Well, we're freaking in the middle of May. Where are these uniforms you speak of?
Yeah.
Dude, they better get them to us this week. We don't have any games this weekend, so it's not a huge issue. But, I mean, we're going on like game 5 or 4 or 5.
Yeah, because I saw Crystal posted like LTN. It's been over a month. We still have no uniforms.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. Where are the uniforms? It's terrible, man. You know, when we were younger, you know, Sarah ran it, and there was never an issue. I mean, I know there's a lot going on right now, but there's no reason why you shouldn't have uniforms at this point. Every other league has uniforms. It's crazy.
Yeah, it just sounds like you
Just
ordered
unorganized,
last
man.
minute.
Yeah.
And that you're hoping for a fast turnaround, and they got backed up. And
Yeah, and I got kids that don't even know they have to wear hats. They don't even know that you wear hats in baseball.
Oh my God, you don't got no hats either.
Yeah, Matt's kid
was
was arguing with him because he was like, "Yeah, you got to wear hats," and he's like, "Well," or I'm pretty sure it was his kid. He was just like,
Yeah.
"What do you mean nobody else wears hats?" Because none of the kids know they got to wear hats. They don't know what a uniform is, man. It's just ridiculous. I hope they get this resolved soon because then the kid's gonna realize, hey, we all wear the hats. We all have numbers on our back. We're a team.
Like, okay, it's one thing probably with y'all league because you don't really keep score or nothing.
Still, man.
I imagine the other leagues, if they don't have no numbers and stuff, like how the score and who's played and stuff, the substitutes. I bet that, oh God.
Well, luckily, our kids, they all have like orange shirts. They all got orange shirts. That's fine. But I've seen teams out there like Mustang Age or something, and they don't have. Everybody's just wearing what they would normally wear. No
to
color.
Like practice, whatever.
Yeah. They're not wearing the same color, the same hats, nothing. They're just all like random. It's gotta suck, man.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
I hope they get this resolved.
I hope so too.
This is ridiculous.
Because you're about almost halfway through ish.
I know. Look, it's not a good look.
It's not. So let's go and get some baseball talk. And guys, this is getting scary.
Yeah, now. It is. Yeah. Last week, Allen's pitcher of the week for the AL, right?
Yes, and I said if an Oriole pitcher throws a no-hitter this week, it's going to get scary because now we have mentioned a pitcher now 3 weeks in a row, and they have thrown a no-no. Yes, Madison is not technically a no-no, but he threw a 7-inning no-hitter.
No-hitter, yeah.
So now, congratulations to John Means being the first Oriole single pitcher to throw a no-hitter since Jim Palmer back in 1969.
Yeah.
Because they had a combo no-hitter in 91.
Right.
But man, and it's away in Seattle.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy about these 3 pitchers that have, well, I know Bumgarner, or the 3 pitchers that throw no-hitters this season,
they
have
no-hitters.
not walked a single batter.
Yep. No,
that's crazy.
Yeah. 2 hit by pitch, and technically means one person got on bag should be in a perfect game if it wasn't for a
drop third strike
and got on base.
And do you know who was the catcher in that game?
It's gotta be Francisco.
No, it was Pedro Severino.
Oh, okay.
We got his autograph when he played for the Nationals AAA
he was
team.
A prospect coming up.
Yeah. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, Pedro made up for it by throwing a guy out a second, but that's gotta suck.
Yeah. Luckily, it was the first inning.
Yeah.
It's not like Rendon's no-hitter where he hit the person in the 9th inning or
that's tough.
Something where you lose it.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, once you lose it
past.
early, you're not really thinking about it anymore. But then later on, it still gets exciting.
Well, this is where confusing was me when you were texting was the app said perfect game. Because if you looked at it, he had no walks, no hits. I'm like, it is a perfect game.
Yeah.
Until someone mentioned like no, it's a drop third strike. I'm like, and then they finally changed it there. And the 9th it said no hitter on the app. I was like, okay, that sucks.
That does suck. It sucks because, you did your job.
Yeah.
The catcher made an error, and it's still not considered a perfect game because he's on the base.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
It is tough. But, man, like everyone said this could be the ace of the Orioles and having a great year. And he said he felt something special because, his father passed away last year. He said he felt like his dad was there with him. And he got it done in Seattle. Which, at first I thought it was a perfect game. I was like, this would be ironic that the last perfect game was thrown was King Felix in Seattle. Now we're about to have another perfect game in Seattle, but unfortunately it wasn't. But
I mean,
it's a no-hitter.
Right, it's a no-hitter. It's something that the Orioles fans can root for because, we imagine them
And he has been the bright spot.
That's what I'm saying.
We've been talking about him for a couple weeks now.
But this is good because the Orioles can take this year to see what they're good at, and they can obviously try to do better next year.
Yeah.
I don't know, but this is a good start.
Yeah.
It's better to watch this than see like another team just struggling and there's nothing to root for.
Yeah, they've been up and down. Like you said, like they swept the Red Sox first series. Trey Mancini's first game's back from cancer last year.
Right.
So it's has some stories. You can kind of see the light.
And they're pretty good on the road.
Yeah, they are.
They're like 11-6 on the road. Their last 10 games, they're 6-4 though, which sounds okay. But everybody else in their division is just as good. They're like 7-3. Everybody else,
yeah, they're
all good right now.
Especially the Yankees after being slumped.
We expected. I didn't expect them to be there this whole time.
No,
they're stepping up for sure. And Giancarlo Stanton is actually worth some money right now.
Yeah. So then a lot of people brought up the rule with the whole drop the third strike. Should this be changed where it should be a strikeout and you don't get a chance to run the first? It's been the rules. I don't know. It's an unfortunate situation that it does hurt the pitcher this time.
But this is the same exact thing as like a guy, dropping a ball when it touches glove or overthrowing first base. I'm going to say that the wild strike 3 rule should not be changed.
No.
If the baseball is missed, I consider that to be in play.
Yeah, it's
a live ball.
It's unfortunate that means lost a perfect game that way.
But you're a professional catcher.
Yeah.
This is your job. So if you messed it up, well, it's tough, man. It's just tough. I understand it. Look, it's perfection. It is what it is. I always reference Armando Galarraga's perfection. Got screwed up by umpire's call when he was out by a step. This is part of the game.
Yeah, and of course, if replay was then, he would have had his perfect game.
I know.
But that's hearsay, but that's why we have replay and stuff now.
This isn't the hugest issue in my book.
No.
I think this is
it's just something a lot of people were talking about because it's like, should this go away? Because it should have just been a strikeout, suck it up. You swung at a very bad pitch that probably you shouldn't have swung.
But it's the same concept. The guy's on the bag and there's a bad pitch and it's in the dirt and it goes behind the catcher. Well, that guy has all rights to move to the next base.
To advance.
So I like the rule the way it is. I don't think we need to change it. It's not a huge issue in my book. There's other things that we need to consider.
Oh, it definitely. It just sucks.
It does suck, man.
Yeah.
But the pitcher means he wasn't upset about it. He was happy.
Like you said, it's the first inning, and then you got caught stealing the next batter. So
yeah.
It's like, okay, I got the out. So he faced the minimum. That's what also I got confused. Like, well, he's on the minimum. So what happened? And then when someone posted in one of our baseball groups when I was trying to watch the game, I was like, that makes sense now.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he pitched one hell of a game. He definitely deserved a perfecto, but a no-hitter is just as good, man. You got to take it.
Yeah, you got to take it because you don't know where you're ever going to get one again.
Yeah.
And then, like I was telling you, it sucked that I could not watch the game, just the live for you to see it because we live in Norfolk, Virginia, Masson territory, Baltimore.
And Nationals.
And the app was blacked out.
Yep.
So I had to go through a third party to somehow kind of watch it. And it was so rough to finally get in to watch last 2 innings. I mean, the 2 batters when I finally came back. Struggle. Come on, baseball. Get it together. This blackouts.
Well, there's a good thing that you do get highlights still, even if you don't get to watch it, because you basically get to see like the majority of the good things that happen, and especially the last out. They had some pretty good angles on him throwing the ball.
Oh yeah, they had it from the dugout view.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff like that. It's awesome, but. Man, that was such
a
short, quick, it just sucked. But
what's cool is that with the app, we have been able to watch the other no-hitters and things. So we got to watch like the last couple innings or so when we found out there's a no-hit streak. Or
it's good, but it sucks with the blackouts, which we all keep talking about weekly, monthly, yearly. One day we can all hope that this blackout thing comes to a thing of past where we can talk about like, oh man, when we said blackouts.
I think we will be talking about it in the past because, like you said, all the cable cutters, man, you're gonna have to do it eventually. It just is
right.
It is what
I
it
feel
is.
like especially when contracts start being lapped with these networks, it's kind of where it's like we can pay you, or a lot of people are more using the app now. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to keep an eye on it in the next couple of years. See
I'm
how
sure
much
they're
more
running the
people use
stats to see where more people are migrating to. Yeah, they have to have those
be
numbers.
A deal that MLB works out.
If you and I think that there more people are watching it through the app and stuff nowadays, they definitely got to know that's coming and they got to make a plan for it.
Yeah, they got to jump on the bandwagon. So
all right, well, let's get into some crazier news, man.
Yeah, well, kind of crazy. We thought this could happen. Pujols got released, and comes to find out that he wanted to be released.
Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is.
So apparently he was told that his playing time was going to get loose, which doesn't surprise me with Mr. MVP Ohtani just raking
Bro,
it.
let me tell you what, man. Last night I got a notification. I don't remember who they were playing, but it was like, Ohtani hit a bomb. It was like, no doubter, his number 10 for the season. And I had to go watch it. And, man, his swing is sexy. It reminds me of Ken Griffey's, man. It's not the same swing. It's not at all. But it's its own uniqueness. This, like, man, there's something about a lefty. I don't know what it is, man. But he ripped it all the way
ever
deep
since
center.
Ohtani got there, and he is, well, of course, the last couple of years hasn't been as well, but he has more opportunity to DH, so Pujols' time, especially getting older, has been less.
Because they have other people to play the positions.
And, well, you know, he was batting, I think, 120, 130 Pujols this year?
198.
Yeah, like.
But did they put him on third base this season too?
I think he's played once. Like I think
they were trying to put him somewhere, but because Rondon was hurt.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah. But they told him that his time, his play time, and he said he'd rather get the lease.
Which makes sense because it gives him an opportunity to go somewhere else. Maybe the Orioles. I don't know. So with that being said, should he retire or should he sign with someone else?
So it's hard to think about who could he sign with. A lot of people it'd be a Cinderella story, him to sign back with Cardinals. If Cardinals had the universal DH this year, I could see that. They don't, so I'm going to say pass. Now, with the Cardinal connection, you're looking at White Sox because of La Russa. I don't know about that because they got the Terminator.
They don't need him. Yeah, the Terminator, bro.
Okay, I sent Alan this morning. I was dying.
But I put you on to him, too.
If you go to White Sox, I think it was on their Facebook. It's probably on their social. They made like a movie clip for the Terminator, like a movie, and I was dying laughing. But I don't think I can see him going to White Sox, not really being like, you're not going to get much playing time, but I think you'd be a solid role model for my younger guys to be on. If they have the roster spot, if they can lose someone, I don't know if they can.
I don't.
And then you think about teams that it's kind of sucky that could use a veteran, like the Orioles.
I think a team might need him just to draw attention, even
that
or to help the other guys, the young guys.
Yeah.
So like the Orioles, I don't know, the Pirates, something like that, maybe. I don't know.
It's got to be definitely an AL team. Like I don't see any NL team, especially no DH this year.
Yeah, but
yes, he'd be the minimum, so it won't be expensive. But
true. Well, yeah, because the other team was going to eat up his contract.
You're going to have to pay. So
exactly.
You're going to pay him $1 million.
I think he'll land somewhere and get a little bit more playing time, which he needs.
Yeah,
he absolutely needs it. Side note though, Yerman Mercedes. If you got the Yerminator shirt, send it our way. I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling this guy, man.
It's just funny. I'm like, I remember seeing the shirt and stuff you talked about, but then when they made the movie clip about it, but yeah.
So
with Pujols, future Hall of Famer, and I think multiple Hall of Famers, All Stars have came out to talk about Pujols, and a lot of people are saying like this is now the industry where you're getting cut back from being a star player, like they're trying to go younger and more statistics.
Well, look, I think 100% that El Machina, the machine, has more in the tank, man. Look, this season, I know he's struggling batting 198, but he did manage to get 5 home runs, 12 RBIs with a stolen base this season.
Yeah.
That's not terrible given the time he's playing. I think if he's an everyday player with somebody else, he can get his average up. I mean, look, even our guy, Lindor's in a slump. Pujols can get his average up, keep his home runs going, probably hit a milestone. I feel like a team would want him to hit a milestone with their organization.
Because within 2 to possible 3 years, he can probably get to 700 if he averages.
I don't know if he has that much time left.
Exactly. He's 38.
He might have 2. Well, is he 38 or 45? I mean, how old is he, dude? Well, look.
That's a great discussion.
Look, I feel like he has a lot left this year, which is probably why he asked for his release so he can go negotiate with another team.
Yeah.
And I feel like he can help another team. I think he can have a decent year at the end of the year. At the end of the year, the Angels might look back and be like, man, we should have kept Pujols. He had it. I feel like he's got it still.
Like, I can see him sign with a team this year and then say the collective bargaining agreement where the universal DH gets him back, and then maybe next year he goes back to Cardinals for a final season.
Maybe.
DH to be the.
I'm just saying he hasn't been worn out the last couple of years. He's been able to
get some bats, especially last year, that low number games.
I just think he needs reps.
Yeah.
That's it. I think he's fine. He just needs reps. I feel like he still has some in the tank.
It's going to be interesting to see if anyone does sign him and who. To keep an eye on, see what his playing time will be, what milestones. Because maybe this just gives him extra, motivation.
Either way, if this is his last season, what a great player to watch, man. I mean, he went like 10 seasons batting 300 with at least 30 home runs, right?
Yeah.
Nuts. I mean, the only other guy to do, I think there's only one other guy to do that. Barry Bonds, probably, I think.
What this crazy stat I saw with him?
Either way, man, he's been one of the best players I've seen play.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, you can't.
When Pujols was hot,
like,
man,
unfortunately, his career with Anaheim has been nothing.
Not nowhere near what it was with the Cardinals.
Yeah, so
at all.
Clearly, Cardinals won in that book with what was it? 2 titles,
7 and 11, something like that.
06.
And then I think 11.
Yeah, I think it's the Rangers, or 12, whatever it was. Yeah, 11.
Well, either way, man.
But yeah. But Hall of Famer. Of course, they gave up on the fact because most likely he's not going to catch Barry Bonds and stuff because they believe when they signed the contract he could.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, injuries and stuff slowed him down. But
yeah,
now that it's not really in the book for the title chase or chasing for 700 because this is last year of his deal, it was time to all sever ties. So unfortunately,
yeah,
I hope he signs with someone. So this is not the last time we talk about Pujols.
The tough thing about his thing was that he signed like a 10-year, $280-something million contract, and he did not show up for that contract.
No,
that's just a tough thing about it. That's why everybody fears with these big old contracts, which is why I like what we talked about the other episode where there's bigger money, less years kind of thing.
And definitely with if you think of Pujols was I think 31 when he signed that deal or 30.
Okay.
Where it's okay, 10 years is not smart for this deal. Now, 10-year deals for when they're 26, sure, because you're getting them for the whole prime.
Exactly.
And you're not to pay them for the late years.
Not on the back end.
Now you're talking about Cabrera sitting at first base now injured right now, but paying $30 million for.
Yeah. If the Angels would have gotten a title, it would have been worth it. But they didn't. They didn't come close.
Yeah.
Not even close. That's the hard part.
Yeah, because it was God, they signed 3 big free agents that's all season. And they thought this is it, and
well,
it never happened.
You always think it's there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's move on. Minor League Baseball
finally back. Over a year missing. Finally had some games on Tuesday.
And I know a lot of you guys like big whoop. Well, for us here in Norfolk, Virginia, this is the only live professional baseball we get to see mostly. It's the Tides.
Yeah. Unless you want to drive 3.5 hours to DC or
the
4
Orioles
hours to
Camden.
Baltimore.
Either one. Exactly.
Yeah. So, everyone's different. They're really just playing the divisions this year. First, we all knew Double A and Single A were postponed, and then at spring training, Triple A was postponed as well to make sure everyone was vaccinated and stuff. And season begun Tuesday, and now they're playing 6-game series with the travel day. So here in Norfolk, they're on the road the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, that sucks, but
But yeah, so I think the 18th of May is opening day here in Norfolk.
All right.
I didn't get tickets for opening day. I didn't want to try, but I got the next night, so I got my 2 tickets for me and my wife to go see how it is because it's gonna be interesting. But then I was disappointed when I checked out that night, see if they just happened to have opening day tickets. They had a bunch still.
Really?
But here's the problem.
Okay.
If I wanted to go buy 2 tickets, I couldn't just buy 2 tickets. Because what was available was 4 ticket sections. You had to buy 4 tickets.
Oh, because they
mapped it off where these are your 2 people seats.
Well, they're gonna have to change.
These are your 4 people seats, and there was a few 6 people seats.
Are they gonna have to change? So are they gonna have to change their thing when they don't sell those? And there's like 2 people.
That's what I'm wondering.
They have to.
Eventually.
If they don't sell out, they're like, look, I want 2 tickets.
Because I didn't try because I figured everyone would try to go for opening night.
Okay.
And when I saw these blue lines and I clicked on one, I said, "Oh, fuck it, I'll go opening night too." And it's like 04. I'm like, I can't buy just these 2.
They're gonna. I bet they'll change that closer to the date.
I think so.
Unfortunately, right now it looks like the Tides aren't doing too well. They're 3 losses in a row.
Yeah.
All to Jacksonville. Right now they're in the top of the 6th and they're leading 3-2. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, but it's it's insane. We'll see if they change something.
When you do go, I can't wait to see how the food runners are going to go.
Well, they said concession stands are more streamlined, so it doesn't say anything about food runners while looking online.
Oh, okay.
Maybe eventually it might do something. I don't know.
I guess it depends on how many people get
no condiments are going to be out like they usually have the pump things. They said none of that. Of course, card, cashless is preferred. What else they say? Of course, masks at all times. I guess they're not using the picnic areas and stuff like the side seating, so you have to eat at your seats.
That makes sense.
So pretty much where ours, for example, my tickets, there's no one in front of you, no one behind you. in the rows.
Well, they might loosen that because, here in Virginia, the governor recently said that if you're in an outdoor by yourself or in a small group,
50%,
you don't have to wear your mask.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the further into the summer we get, because we are a summer area, with tourist season, they might start loosening restrictions. Who knows?
Well, the governor said here in Virginia that if it ever continues well, everything will be open back up except for wearing a mask starting June 15th.
Oh.
So that's why I'm wondering, I'm like, because technically the games we're going to, they could do 50%, but they're still doing, I think they said like 38, 39%. So it's like, I'm like, okay, you could have had like 1,200 more fans.
Yeah.
I said maybe this is a walkthrough for May. That's the only selling tickets for May, which most major league teams are doing it bi-monthly right now still.
Yeah, but that's because they know that those teams are still going to play.
Yeah.
We're not sure about the minor league teams. There's not always a set thing.
Yeah, so, and then like I saw Richmond, the Squirrels, our AA team up there, said they will have a new stadium by 2025. Finally, even though I thought they were starting to build a stadium that they're supposed to share with VCU.
VCU?
You're like kind of like going in on it, but we'll see. But they had to sign a 10-year deal with the Giants, so now they know at least they're going to be there. So I guess the city's going to pour some money into finally building a stadium. That this used to be the stadium that the Richmond Braves, the AAA team back in the day,
the Braves
used.
All right, well that's cool. I'd like to see some ball up there, maybe.
Yeah, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, so if you got minor league baseball back, hope everything's going well for y'all, and I'm very interested to see how it is. Especially, it's been over a year since live baseball.
I know, it sucks.
I can't wait. All right, this next one is going to be a very interesting topic. Our good friend Angel Hernandez.
Shit.
Well, he guessed on a fly ball in Kansas City, couldn't tell if it was out or it dropped, and he called out when apparently it dropped, confusing base runners, coaches. It's just a continuing story with our good friend Hernandez.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's not a good look.
It's not, but apparently it's the stadium.
So
people have complained about it before.
So the pitch. Who was it? Singer? He threw a sinker into Jose Ramirez, right?
Yeah.
Jose Ramirez, the pitch appeared to have brushed the bat, ricocheted into the mitt of Salvador Perez. It would have been a third strike.
Yeah.
And he thought it hit the bat, or he didn't
hit the jersey,
or thought it hit him
something
or something.
Like that. Yeah.
Man, bro, was Springer heated? Because he ended up blowing it, or giving up something there, right?
I think they ended up they reviewed it and they brought it back.
Right. So they did like a review, and it held up to what Hernandez called, but then the very next batter hit a double. And then two batters later, Cleveland had runners on first and second, and Hernandez gave up a singer. He called him for a balk.
Yes.
Woo! Man, I bet he was heated.
So at first, he throw back, and, he was caught safe. And the next thing the runner, you see him point, and Hernandez said balk. The two managers from Royals came out. They got tossed. Springer was getting pulled from the game, so he said something to Hernandez. He got tossed. Well, if you went back to look, it was a balk. He flinched just a little bit enough before he turned so Hernandez was right, but still it's even like Terry Francona was like,
but it shouldn't have got to that point
where the previous night with the guest ball,
right?
Terry's like, why does it always happens when you're here? Is this a growing thing? Like, is he out for baseball because he lost his lawsuit for discrimination? Is he just picking on?
They need to fire him.
It's like, how does he still have a job with the missed balls and strikes, now guessing on plays? Yes, I understand Royals have the LED lights, so maybe
blinded by the lights, blinded by the outfield,
like when the
scoreboard.
Ball's in play, maybe that LED needs to be black or something. Maybe MLB needs to kind of set a minimum requirements for the Royals, but I understand that it was kind of whitish, so you probably could have lost the ball out there. But to guess, I would try to look to one of my other umpires for a call if you could not know if it was catch or drop, and then no confusion on the base pass where a person got out.
Either way, man, Hernandez, should not be calling any kind of calls, no matter what. Behind the plate, in the field, I don't care where he is. He needs to be stopped. He is not making a good case for live umpires. I mean, but he's the only one. He's like the singled out guy. I mean, yes, other guys make
Joe
mistakes.
West and stuff,
but this guy particularly just cannot call balls and strikes or plays in general on the field. I mean, he's blinded by the scoreboard, can't see the fly ball, tip off a glove, or whatever the case may be. Of course, people can be confused because everybody can see it but him.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, man. They got to let him go.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting that this offseason, like, do they do a big review on these umpires, start giving less games? I don't know, because he's just terrible. It's fans, coaches, players are all frustrated at this point.
Yeah. I mean, what would you do in a situation if you're Major League Baseball?
Time to review it, and if you're not doing it up to par, it's time to get rid of him or limit him.
They got to get rid of him.
Yeah.
I don't know other way around it. He's not good.
We'll have to see what they do and stuff. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. And since pretty much we are a month into the season, a little over now, since we are recording this on Friday, May the 7th, we'll figure we'll look over the standings, who sticks out, what teams have surprised us. So if we go to the AL East, of course, we talked about a couple weeks ago with Boston getting on that hot streak after that sweep from the Orioles.
Yeah, man, the Red Sox have definitely been the ones that impressed me so far. I didn't have them this high. I mean, we both had Yankees, Blue Jays up there, Rays. Then I think the Red Sox, right?
I think we had Red Sox. I think I had Red Sox either last or fourth. Yeah, I can't remember.
But like I said, I mean, we've had them down there. They're leading their division.
Yep, they got a 1.5 lead over Tampa Bay Rays. 2 games over Toronto, 2.5 over Yankees, and 3.5 back from Baltimore.
Right, and like we said earlier, their division's all pretty good right now. In their last 10 games, they're all pretty hovering about
7-3 or 6-4,
7-3. Yeah, exactly. So nobody's really gaining anything, even though they're playing well. The Yankees are still second to last, but they're starting to heat up.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Red Sox for this division have been the one that has impressed me.
Yeah, definitely. So it was the question marks of what Tampa Bay is going to do after losing 2 star players and pitchers especially. It's like, can they bounce back? And they've been kind of hanging in there, scrapping out games. So at least they're above 500, and you're still within striking distance of the division. And technically, if the season would end, you would have one of the wild cards. So you can't really complain about that. Then you go to Central, which we know the top 3 we couldn't decide. But for most of this first month, Kansas City was leading until just recently they lost down the division. So Cleveland currently has a half-game lead over the White Sox, with Royals at third with a game back. Twins have just not been there this year. They're 6 back. And then I don't think we need to talk about Detroit. We all thought they would be terrible, but I don't think about this terrible already. They're 9-23 with 9 games back.
I'm really not surprised.
Yeah.
All right.
In Cleveland, we know we were wondering after trading Lindor and Cookie, like, could they get something together? At first, it wasn't looking too good. Like I said, Royals has been surprising. White Sox, they're still trying to figure things out with La Russa not knowing update on this extra inning rules where if a pitcher was last out, you could put whoever out there, not the pitcher. So
somebody needs to be an advisor there, right? You got to have an
Your
assistant
bench coach.
Somebody.
Bench coach should look, dude, you can do this.
Oh my God, that's not good. But yeah, like you said, the Indians, man, they've been really impressive. They're 8-2 in their last 10, pretty solid from, like you said, where we thought they would have been given the players that were taken away.
Yeah, if you think about the Royals, we're leading division. They've been 3-7 in the last 10 games, and they're still in game out. So you think that's how a lead they had and how hot they were,
right?
So
they got to find out what went wrong and where they're going to get the magic back.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go on to the AL West.
And the AL West, I feel like we have had almost a different person in this lead, like every week or so.
First, what, the Astros were hot.
Astros started very hot. Then Angels were up there for a while.
Yeah.
Then Seattle was up there. Then Oakland, after that dismal start, got hot with that 12-13 game streak until memes ended that.
Yep.
And then since then, they're now 4-6 in the last 10, so they got the division lead by a game and a half.
And like
Seattle,
and like you said, it's been changing up and down, and now the Rangers are starting to heat up.
Yeah, and Houston lost for about a week and a half. They lost their 3 stars because of COVID and stuff. Seattle's that young team, which they all believe that Jared Kelenic, one of the top prospects, might be up because their left fielders have hit 200.
Yeah.
So if he is decent in AAA, because this is first time touching AAA, because COVID last year, if he has a decent month, everyone believes within the month they'll have their young future outfield all up there ready to go.
And then we were a little bit higher up on the Angels because they were doing good at the time. They still got Ohtani looking great. Trout's doing this thing, but now they're out with Pujols and Rendon. Rendon's on the injury list.
Yeah.
So that's not going to help them get out of last place.
That's the one thing, like, since Rendon's been there, he's been injured the last 2 years. It's not looking good.
No.
Signing that big deal.
Definitely not. Yeah, that's not looking good at all. I mean, he had a couple great years in D.C., but now it's looking like they're the bag holders again, like what they do with Pujols.
At least it wasn't just the Mike Trout show before. Like, now you get the Ohtani show.
Bro, I am excited about Ohtani. I don't know how much I can say it. That dude is exciting to watch.
Like, thank God this dude's healthy because that's everyone's been talking about
pitchers
this year.
who rake, man. This dude can rake.
Yeah, because leading tied for home runs. You keep he's tied now with 10th and starting, and
which has got to be crazy given your positions. Like, you're your pitcher and you got to go out there and hit it's just nuts. Like, to think about what he has to go through and he's still on top crushing it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think that's all. Like, he's the only pitcher now that has to start a season with 30 strikeouts and tied for the home run lead at the end of the first month. I'm like, if he can keep this up, man, like, it would not surprise me. He gets a lot of MVP discussions if he can keep the pitching part up.
He's got to be in the discussion.
Yeah,
at least right now. Like
so
you said,
far,
if he keeps
it's
up,
early. It's looking good.
Got to be in the discussion. Yeah, I'm just imagining what position he's going to be in the All-Star game if he keeps this up. Like, are he going to be a pitcher? Is he going to be a player? A hitter? Maybe both. Maybe he's the starting pitcher and he hits for himself.
Like, maybe he like DH and then he
I
gets
don't know.
pulled from the DH to be a reliever for.
Can you do that?
Probably it'd be a double switch. It'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
I don't know, man. If he keeps up, he deserves at least to get a inning.
That'd be crazy.
We'll see. So now we're going to the National League. Now the National League East, up and down until just recently. No one was above 500 until Phillies. I think 2 days ago. Well, Philly's sitting up top right now with a 1-game lead over the Mets at 17-15. Mm-hmm. Mets are at 13-13. Atlanta 15-16. Miami 14-16, and then Washington 12-15.
Yeah. So, what's not surprising to me is the Marlins and Nationals at the bottom.
Yeah.
I know you were thinking the Nationals are going to be a little bit ahead of them, and I had them at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's still early.
And I think what hurt them is Strasburg's out again.
Yeah, that's not good.
So if you had him, who knows what that would be, but not getting him every 5 days does hurt your chances.
And I think the big miss for the Nationals is they never took advantage of winning the World Series. It's like they won it, and that was it. It's like, okay, we won next. No, man, you guys should have built on it. You should have built on Strasburg's success and Rendon.
I know you paid him.
I mean,
but Rendon,
and you got a good team still. When I look at their team, I like what I see. It's just something's not clicking.
Injuries and old age is like adding up.
And I feel bad for Trey Turner because he's one of the best.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see where he signs because if he doesn't sign back with the Nationals, he goes somewhere else. He's going to be a big asset.
Very big.
The other team that surprises me right now is the Braves because I expect them to be a lot better than they are right now.
They're not really getting, unless your name is Acuna, you're not getting bats.
That's what I'm saying.
Right now. And the pitching has been subpar too.
It's like
up and down.
It's like last year we got the Freddie Freeman show, you know? This year it's a little bit of mediocre.
Yeah, Acuna is still killing the ball. You see those highlights like almost every night.
But that's like it was the last couple of years when we saw Bryce Harper doing all the work in Philly and nobody else helping him out.
Yeah.
So now it's the same thing in the Braves. You got one guy showing up, star, whatever, this and that, and you're not getting a lot of backup.
No, you're not.
And then the Mets.
Yeah, the Mets. The pitching has been there.
Sometimes,
somewhat.
yes.
And then the relief pitchers have been majority of the big guys have been great.
The hitting.
Are hitting.
Bro, the last game we had, we set a record. 17, leaving 17 guys on bag. That's why I kept getting updates like, oh, we're winning and we scored, but it was somebody got walked in like twice. I think I saw that twice.
They walked 11 batters yesterday.
So they let us win because there's no reason we should have won leaving 17
11
in
walks.
A 9-inning game.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
We got to I don't know who's the guy they've been calling on? Don or who is their made up person that they keep saying they get?
Their hitting coach.
Yeah. Whatever it is,
Don
man.
Chilio or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody needs to step up.
Yeah, and then firing your hitting coach and assistant 20-something games into a season, I think was a little ridiculous.
I agree.
I thought maybe All-Star break halfway, give him a chance.
I mean, I know we're struggling, but is it their issue? Because Pete Alonso seemed to be upset about this situation.
Yeah, he was real close. Like, a lot of people loved the hitting coach.
So I don't know if it's necessarily their issue or it's something else.
I think it was partially, The GM, he's on an intern basis trying to prove himself. Technically, this is not his guy. They kind of brought everyone back. They just paid Lindor $300 million, and he's batting sub 200.
Yeah, he's in a slump, and I'm fine. Look, I get it. Lindor went to a new league, new pitchers. He's got to get
He's seen
acclimated.
a lot of pitchers that he has never faced before.
Right, and a lot of good pitchers.
Yes.
So it's not just like, yeah, exactly.
Especially this division.
Look, I think he's in a slump. I think he'll get out of it. He'll be fine. I'm not worried about him. What I'm worried about is that they made these premature firings where they could have at least reached out to the players, say, hey, we want to talk about the pitching coaches and say, what's going on? How are things going? Do you feel like it's beneficial? Something. They should have gotten some input before they just said, let them go. That must be their fault. You know?
Yeah. So before we move on from the NL East, one thing that stuck out to me almost every week now, and a lot of people got to be frustrated. I don't mind because it is our division. ESPN Sunday Night Baseball has pretty much been all, except for the opening night, NL East games.
It has been. I wonder why.
Because I saw that this weekend is Atlanta Philly. I'm like, is this round 3 of Atlanta Philly already this season?
Yeah.
I know we just hosted them Friday was Philly and Mets. I'm like, could we get some other teams on the schedule?
I wonder if they do it because the East teams play at like 8 and not later in the night.
That's
8 on the East Coast.
It just happened to just add them like us again. Like,
yeah.
And then I saw Atlanta Philly Sunday. I'm like, are you joking me again? Like, are we really doing this again already? And then I saw a meme was like ESPN, like other teams around the league. I like the NL East. I was like, okay, I'm not the only one that has realized that literally NL East has been every Sunday night game besides the opening one, pretty much.
But I mean, if you think about it, well, you're right, because I'm sure that the NL West teams on Sundays or something probably play at 3 or 4 in an afternoon at their time, so they could show a game like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's always like a prime night game. It's always because we're on the East Coast, and I guess they don't want to show any AL teams. I'm not sure.
Like, spread it out. Like, I understand, like, have a lot of good games, but really early in the season, this is just too many back to back to back. So
yeah, they got to do a better job at programs.
All right, so the schedules. NL Central, the two teams that we thought it could go either A. I had one, you had the other. They're separated by game currently as St. Louis and Milwaukee. St. Louis has the 1 game lead right now. Of course, they're 7-3 the last 10 games. Milwaukee is a little slump, of course, losing former MVP Yelich to an injury.
Yeah, that's not good.
So
I wonder if they're going to keep it up with him gone.
Yeah,
I mean he's
they've
really
lost 5
player.
straight, so it's not looking good. Then Cubs, they're at 500 at 16-16. They've been up and down. Cincinnati, they've been hot and cold.
It's still early. I'm not concerned about any of the teams.
The Cubs, they swept the defending champs. So it gives a little boost.
Yeah, at least confidence wise.
And then Pittsburgh, there for a while was making some noise, and then they kind of cooled off a little bit lately. We knew they'd be young, make some progress, but there for a while they were only like a game or 2 out of the division lead.
Right. So they're sitting where we expect them to be. However, like you said, they're showing that they can compete.
Yeah.
So that's great. That's great news for you guys.
Yeah, because you got to trust the process. This is year 2 of the new coach, GM, and everything.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
this is showing promise.
There's hints of competitiveness,
especially when you have a potential, the top possible rookie of the year candidate on your team that's continue doing well, and you have other guys stepping up.
Yeah, it's
not bad to go watch a game, except for if you the 2 guys I think the other night that got caught sleeping at the Pirates game. That's a little.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
All right, so the National League West,
the team, right now,
the team that sticks out to me.
The one
is in third place. Well, yeah, that too. But the reason why is because the Dodgers are in third in this division.
They're 2-8 the last 10 games.
That's nuts. I would never. If you would have told me the Dodgers are going to take a 10-game span and go 2-8, I would have said no. The Giants,
not the pitching.
The Giants are in first, and they have absolutely blown our minds because we're so hot on the Padres and Dodgers that we didn't think the Giants had this kind of a chance.
Especially when they did not kept those expansive playoffs. You're like, look. Yeah. You're thinking whoever finished second in this division, second in the NL East probably is your 2 wildcard teams you're thinking about at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
And Giants are like, us veteran players, hold up. We're still in this. Remember, we only missed technically the playoffs by a game. Yep. Last game of the season. We're building on this. And so far, they've been right, the last 10, they're 5-5. They lost 2 straight, but they're 18-13. San Diego's half game back of 18-14, and then Dodgers are 17-15.
Okay.
1.5 back. Then Arizona, they're just under 500 at 15 and 16, and then Colorado is 12 and 19, which we kind of expect there. No shocker there, even though the shocker they get the All-Star game this year.
But yeah, man. So like you said, the Dodgers are pretty hot. And the thing is they didn't even have all their players that are healthy. Like Mike Yaz is going to come back, but he hasn't played since the 25th of April, I think.
Yeah.
So you put him back in the mix, and they keep doing what they're doing. I do think they got another injury though. One of their pitchers might be injured, right?
I think.
Oh no! Johnny Cueto looks like he's going to come off the injured. Okay. So Johnny Cueto come back. So look, the Giants are getting players back, and they're competing now.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This might be something to look at.
Yeah, and then. What Dodgers' problem is right now in this losing streak is not their pitching, really. It's the bats. They're all batting like less than 200 right now.
So it sounds like the Mets. It sounds like the Mets.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pitching. We didn't expect the pitching to be
Bauer's doing good still. Besides, Clayton had this worst game ever against the Cubs.
Absolutely.
Got 1 inning and then got pulled because the Cubs got to him real early. But they're just finding a way to lose games there within the bullpen, and then they're not scoring runs. Like they were the first 2 weeks of the season.
I know, man. It seems to be going around.
It's that Space Jam flu.
Exactly. Yeah.
Stealing those powers.
I mean, if the Space Jam those guys were to come from another planet and take the players' powers, it would definitely be the Dodgers right now.
We go to LA, get a whole new All-Star squad.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, but yeah, it's interesting to see where they go from here. We're in May.
I don't think there's any concern right now. They're going to get out of the slump. I mean, the Dodgers, if the Dodgers finish in third place at the end of the year, I will be shocked.
It just tells how hard baseball is to repeat.
Yeah.
Because no one has repeated since the Yankees in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Because it's that hard to get back, even to defend your title.
Yeah.
Let alone to win back-to-back.
Which is nuts. But like I said, the Dodgers look great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're going to be a great team. I know they're going to make it.
It's a long season, but it does give you a little concern.
It does. Yeah,
when you
absolutely
lose a streak like that.
If they're still like this in June, I'll be concerned.
Yeah, that's when you start within the next 2 weeks, if they don't start turning around, then it start time look, who we're bringing up,
who are we letting go?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Something has to change.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that is it for, looking at this past month so far. Now we get into our players of the week, and we're going to start with the AL pitcher, and I think this is a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
We talked about him as my player of the week last week. He gets it 2 weeks in a row after pretty much throwing a perfect game almost.
Basically, yeah.
John Means of the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, my pitcher too, John Means, had the no versus Seattle, the first, like you said, since Jim Palmer did it in '69. Great stat line for the Orioles. It's a good accomplishment, man. It's something to root for, something to get excited about.
Yeah, and especially they get to play Red Sox this weekend.
Yeah.
So see if that gives a little spite. I think they're back at home. I can't remember exactly or they're in Boston. Let's see what it says. Boston they're back in Baltimore. So they're supposed to play tonight. So I'm pretty sure with this rain and stuff we're getting, they might, since the game hasn't started.
Yeah.
I bet it got rain delayed.
Okay.
So they'll probably try to play a doubleheader. Who knows? But we'll see if they can build on that. See how John Means reacts sometime next week when he gets to pitch again. So we'll keep on that. So who is your AL player of the week?
My AL player of the week is Giancarlo Stanton of the Yankees.
I have the same guy.
The last 5 games, at least from when I did my notes, he had 5 runs, 12 hits, 3 doubles, 3 home runs with 8 RBIs. Batting average of .571.
Yeah, it's pretty much his last 7 games is pretty much that. It lowered his average a little bit for the last 7 games at .563, but 8 RBIs, 3 home runs, 9 hits, and 3 runs.
Needless to say, Giancarlo Stanton is single-handedly helping the Yankees stay in this.
Yes.
He's the reason that they're doing what they're doing.
That's why some person, I think, put a list could Yankees add Pujols? I'm like, they have Stanton.
They don't need Pujols.
Stanton's doing very well right now.
They don't need Pujols.
Unless Stanton goes down with an injury, there's no reason to need a DH.
No, I don't foresee him being in that team at all.
Yeah.
If he were to go to a team in the AL East, I would say the Orioles, like you said.
Maybe Blue Jays.
Maybe.
Because they just lost, even though they just got him back, which now looking at Mets Springer is now out again.
Yep.
Could miss more time than he missed at the beginning of the season. It's like, damn, you just got this fool back.
That shit happens, man.
Of course, they're going to Buffalo again.
I definitely don't see. I definitely don't see Pujols in the Yankees pinstripes. All right,
Stanton's doing well, holding that team together. They're getting hot, so if he can keep this hot streak, then it'll show that he's worth every penny.
So you and I both have AL players and pitcher the same. Okay, cool. All right, well then who is your National League pitcher?
National League pitcher, it's kind of his stats, what he did for me, and also what else happened. I have Max Scherzer, the Nationals.
Okay, cool.
He did a complete game, 9 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, only 6 Ks.
Nice.
But then right after the game, he ran and became a father again.
He sure did. Congratulations, Scherzer.
Wife was in labor during the game.
Yeah.
He threw a complete game against the Marlins, and then ran to the hospital to become a father again.
Yeah, that's
Talk about a day.
That's great. Yeah, man, great day. Like, yeah, it doesn't get better than that, unless you cap it off with a no-no or something. But then you're not getting there as fast as you think
guys,
you are.
we can celebrate, but I have to celebrate some more. I'm about to become a dad again.
All right.
So who do you got?
Well, my National League pitcher had possibly the best career start of his life. It is Zack Wheeler.
Yes.
Him again in the Brewers. In the last 7, the Phillies versus the Brewers, in the last 7 days, he pitched 2 games with a complete game shutout. Over his 16 innings pitched, he recorded 14 strikeouts while holding the batters to an average of 185. He had a great game against the Brewers, and they needed it. So, yeah, Zack Wheeler's my pitcher of the week.
Yeah, I saw he had a great game. Like, they let him go the distance.
Yeah, the whole complete game, man. Shutout. What are you gonna do, man? That's a great stat.
Yeah, very good.
Him. Good for him. I knew he could do it.
Yeah, I never wanted Mets to let him go. Who knows if Sandy was still there, what would have happened and stuff. But always believed in him. It sucks that he had to go to Philly, but I still kind of root for him a little bit, and I'm glad he's still doing well. So the NL Player of the Week, who do you have?
My National League Player of the Week is Trevor Story of the Rockies.
Yes.
He had his last 6 games. When I recorded this, he was batting .476, 2 stolen bases, 8 runs, 10 hits, 3 doubles, 2 home runs with 6 RBIs, and 5 walks. Dude was a beast.
Yeah.
Beast.
Yeah. Still, the bright spot with Colorado, I still hope he does not re-sign with them. I think after watching what Arenado went through,
I know,
it's like it's time for me to walk. Thanks for the memories.
They're really going to have to sell him on it. But, yeah, I don't think he's going to be there either.
Yeah. It's going to be a hard sell to try to convince me to stay there.
I mean, I don't know he might like it there. I don't know. But from the outside looking in, it seems like he's going to go somewhere else.
Especially when you look at the prospects and stuff, what's down in the farm system, it's not that good. So it's like,
right.
Do I want to wait on here for a couple of years and maybe get the last part of my prime maybe and hope? Or do I need to walk somewhere to hopefully become an instant star and be a contribute? So we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Is that your player of the week?
It's not.
Oh, okay, great. Who do you have?
Okay, look, I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm sorry, I'm not good with names, but it is Sale Garcia of the Brewers.
Okay.
12 hits, 6 RBIs, 3 walks, batting .545 the last week. Unfortunately, no home runs, but he's been kind of the bright spot since Yelich has been out, but still putting together to try to help Brewers stay in the division and stay close to the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, man, he's a big guy too. 6'4", 240 pounds. Woo.
Yes.
Yeah. So
big man.
Yeah.
Big man on campus.
All right.
I think that is it for us. Really no odds and stuff I can think about except for the weirdness of minor league baseball and these tickets. I don't know how major league clubs are doing it.
Right.
So we'll keep an eye on that. And then my other thing about, I thought about this. Luckily, if here in Virginia, they're going to expand to everyone. I thought about early on the season. I said, what happens with rainouts?
Ooh.
If this comes issue, if tickets were selling out, how do I exchange for tickets?
That's a good question.
But if we do open up more where then it won't be an issue, then it's like, okay. But, that's kind of interesting.
That's an if. That's an if. We don't know.
I really don't know.
You should probably ask him when you get there. Like, hey, what happens if there's a rain out?
Yeah, I'm very curious now to think about. I thought about the other day. I'm like, what happens if rain out?
Maybe we should send him a message on Instagram.
You exchange the tickets when whenever. But I'm like, oh wait, what happens if it's sold out? Because they're only allowing half the stadium in. I'm like, huh. Might have to come up for early and try to get tickets, not the day of like we used to.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but yeah, I don't think anything else I got.
No, I think that's it for this week.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some baseball real soon in person. But interesting games. Hopefully our Mets can turn around hitting wise. So far, not looking good. Giving a bunch of walks early tonight, one on
Yeah.
the way over. But Yankees were, I think, hot. Philly already scored 6 runs, I think, the first 2 innings when I was listening on the way over.
Hopefully
So,
DeGrom's good enough to pitch.
yeah, that's like, God, when I saw him get scratched, I was like, oh, and it was like, okay, just a lat, and then like, are hoping for Sunday now.
Well, it looks like Marlins just hit a grand slam. It's Don Diaz.
Speaking of Grand Slam, the Braves pitcher.
Yeah, yes.
You would not see that if we had Universal's DH.
He crushed it deep center, too.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, man, it was a great hit.
Yeah.
Who better to help yourself than you? I mean,
I'd do it myself.
He got all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, mistake.
Unfortunately, it's probably one of our last times seeing it if we do have a Universal DH shirt next year.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not against it. I like to see guys who can rake, so I don't want to see
especially this year. It realized like, oh, pitcher's up.
Unless it's Shohei. I mean, they should have maybe they should have the option.
They probably yeah.
But most people are going to go with the DH.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's not like it's a huge thing.
It's not. All right, guys. We will see y'all next week. Peace.
Thank you.